Last week, Ocasio-Cortez told the New York Times she would have difficulty paying for an apartment in D.C. until she starts collecting her congressional salary next year.
So Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says this: I have 3 months without a salary before I'm a member of Congress. So how do I get an apartment? Those little things are very real.
And some of those shoots during the campaign, she had these multi-$1,000 outfits that could pay a month's rent in Washington, D.C. You're right. Well, I live in Washington. It's very expensive. But she's been all over the map on some of this stuff.
When I first moved to D.C., I didn't have anywhere to stay, so I was living in the Red Panda exhibit at the National Zoo.
I moved here and I had 3.5 roommates in a 1-bedroom.
I ended up living in the basement of a chef's house, and he was incredibly creepy and basically sexually harassed me for 3 months.
Well, my experience moving to D.C. was not a great one initially.
When I first moved to D.C., I lived in an intern house with 12 other people and shared a room with another person and 2 twin beds.
And during the day, I would sell street scents outside on the street, and then I'd go back in the zoo, and the pandas and I would roll cigarettes using park brochures, like the maps. We would just roll cigarettes together. And that's where I stayed for months.
I had to move into a hostel with a lot of people that did a lot of engaged in a lot of degeneracy.
I had to live for 2 weeks on an air mattress in an apartment that was crammed with 5 other guys with no money to my name.
I eventually got a full-time job. I lived in a house with 4 other people, and I had to walk through my roommate's room to get to the bathroom, and she had to walk through my room to get to her room. So for about, a year and a half there, it was some dicey living situations.
When I first moved to Washington, D.C., I was bartending, living in a room about the size of this desk. A little bit neater, but not that much.
Fuck.
Chug that beer and then answer that question.
Okay.
Yes.
All of it, Josh.
So I had to go to another hostel, pay a little bit more money, but it was worth it in the end.
And I learned about you could live on potatoes for weeks with this Montreal seasoning and oil.
And I took a suitcase, filled it full of stuff, and came to D.C. I ended up sleeping on a couch at my friend's place until my couch surfing ways actually got his roommate to move out, and I took over the apartment where I still live now and got a job at the Daily Caller, and I could still probably fit everything into a suitcase, so might be coming to a couch near you.